Hi everyone, my name is Kieran Thapar. I'm the Director of Public Affairs and Communications at the Youth Endowment Fund. Before working at YEF, I was a youth worker in South London and I worked across schools, youth clubs and prisons, delivering programmes to young people affected by violence. I thought it might be quite a good idea to talk you through where your part in the randomised control trial puzzle fits in like a wider picture, because there's lots happening at YEF and it's really interesting. On the Youth Endowment Fund website is something called the Toolkit, and our toolkit is the largest repository of research about interventions for violence in the world. But most of the evidence on the toolkit is gathered from Europe, America and around the world. And by evaluating programs like yours, we can test out some more local problems and solutions and build the evidence base in the UK for how to prevent violence amongst children and young people. By using things like the toolkit alongside all of our evaluations of programs like yours, as well as our wider research about violence, we're then able to make really decent recommendations to politicians, decision makers, policy makers, when they come to invest in interventions of violence and try and figure out how to solve the problem. So we're having really a large amount of influence at a top level using a lot of the information that you're able to provide us. We also are constantly trying to tell stories about preventing violence. So you might have seen the Idris Elba documentary that came out on the BBC recently. We were big advisors for that documentary. And there are lots of other ways that we try and cut through into the news media to better inform the public about what works to prevent violence. So doing evaluations of programs like yours helps us to, again, gather lots of information that we can then use in that storytelling to make sure people are better informed and they care more about this issue that we all care about and are working towards. One of the main reasons that I'm recording this video is because I remember when I was a youth worker, it can be really annoying when you're trying to have impact in your program, working directly with young people, and you're being expected to gather data and report back on it to whoever's funding you. So I just wanted to make sure that you will understand that the great work you're doing to prevent violence amongst children and young people plugs into a much bigger picture that is having a huge amount of impact on the way that young people experience life in this country. And I'm personally really proud to be connected to programs like yours and advocate for what works. That's what we're trying to do here at the Youth Endowment Fund. Thanks for listening.